that Kanye West and Kim Kardashian's divorce is settled good for them, but something we talk about often amongst brothers behind the scenes, Kanye West got hit with a $200,000 child support per month bill. What's your thoughts on that real quick, man?
I think, unfortunately, and a lot of people can attest to this, the child support system is unfair. How could you be a judge, right, and looking at that situation, looking at his net worth, looking at her net worth, and determining that he has to pay her anything? Mm-hmm. Why is it not enough for him just to take care of his kids? She could take care of herself. She's a Kardashian. She's Kim Kardashian. She got multi-million-dollar brands. She don't need necessarily his money to come into her pocket. Now, I'm pretty sure Kanye is going to take care of his kids. Now, if he's not, that's a different story.
Right.
I mean, the dude's worth, whatever. They said he's less than $1 billion now, but whatever the case may be, he still got more money than all of us in here, and he can definitely afford to do it. But, what I'm kind of scared of is that she's going to end up with a lot of this dude's wealth. I don't know if he signed a prenuptial agreement or anything like that, but I don't know. I don't know. Like, he said the divorce was final, but did they get to the financial part and all that? I don't know yet, but yeah.
You know what I was hearing? Oh, it was during the time when obviously he's been going through his stuff the last month or so, right? But it was a lot of people were saying that he was going through this in effort because he knew this was about to go down, to kind of devalue what she was going to receive because of that. Now, we've said a lot about Kanye, and a lot of people think that there's a master plan of what he's doing. I like to be one of those people that thought that and want to still believe that. Man. And I'm going to just ride with him until the wheels fall off. And I don't know when they're going to fall off, maybe sooner than later. But do you think that was the move that he made a couple months ago with Adidas and the JP Morgan and all that was an effort to give Kim less, and that's why he was kind of stringing it along until then, and now he pulled the trigger?
I don't think that. I heard that too.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that he's, not that smart to do that, but I highly doubt that's the case in the situation. I kind of really think, and I'm starting to lose a little bit of faith in him, a little bit. Not that I had the most faith in him, but I was giving him a chance, as a man, because I'm starting to see, and here's one of my main problems with him, the platform that he's appearing on. You know what I mean?
Don't sound like a hater, old guy.
Nah, it's just like, come on, man. Facts. I've never heard of these dudes, and maybe they're big people, and maybe people never heard of us, but if you're talking all this black stuff, come to some black platforms, bro. Like, come on, man. You ain't got to necessarily come to ours, but go to somebody else that's a smaller platform compared to like a Drink Champs or something like that, and come over there and talk. But yeah, come to our shit, because at the end of the day, why I say that is because nobody's going to ask the type of questions that we're going to ask. Nobody's going to bring that Kanye out like we're going to bring out. You know what I mean? Drink Champs almost did it, but they took it down. They got scared. See, we didn't got to take nothing down. We're going to be raw, uncut with it, and we're going to ask the right questions and get the right answers from Kanye West. But maybe I'm shooting too high for the stars, but fuck it. I'm getting mad seeing him do this, but go ahead. Yeah.
No, my bad. I'm going to ask you something. Why do you think he's doing the platforms that he's choosing to do? Because that's something that's kind of boggling my mind. You see him eating black eyed peas and shit at the black-owned establishments. He seems to want to support everything that he's saying, gives you the idea that he wants to support. But then when you watch him do things that where he could properly get his message out, we've seen him walk out of interviews and do all this shit and all this circus shit. And it's like, bro, why not come to a platform? Because there's a lot of black people that are definitely criticizing Kanye West right now.
Oh, yeah.
But that's the only people being shown. There's a lot of people definitely rooting for this brother. You know what I mean? A lot of black people rooting for him, but it doesn't seem as though he wants to get to a black platform. And don't give me the Drink Champs shit and miss me with that. He doesn't seem like he's going to the grassroots, the people that are really supporting him and giving them that love. Why do you think that is?
I want to probably say maybe he's just a little naive to who those people are. I want to say that.
Yeah.
Maybe he knows who all these people are. You know what I mean? But I think it's the world that he's in too. The people that he has around him, they're probably telling him and advising him. But at the end of the day, dog, you make your own decisions, right? You got to start, if you're going to be in this arena, you got to start scouring through YouTube and starting to listen to what some people are starting to say about you and saying, okay. Because he's talking about going to put his money in a black bank and, going to black designers. Come to the black media, dude.
Yeah.
We can use the help too over here, and we can help you steer the narrative the right way, even though they're going to take it and chop it up the way they want to chop it up, the mainstream media. But at the end of the day, the grassroots platforms, the lower platforms that are going against the grain, You know what I'm saying? We got a strong, powerful message too. We're being heard too. We can stare narrative too. It's still media at the end of the day. So I don't know, man. I don't want to give him an excuse why. I just want to see him start to do that because I think he could be powerful and make him more powerful if he does. Going on that dude show and walking off makes you look silly.
Yeah.
And then what about the people that he's joining up with? You know, for his, I forget the dude's name, Milo Yiannopoulos or something like that.
Yeah, I can't even.
That's also being like questioned too, like the people he's starting to hook up with. So I don't expect him to make all the right decisions,
right?
You know, but you got to move. You're trying to be, you know, a presidential candidate. You trying to call yourself Martin Luther King and all that. It's a certain way you have to move. You can't just be reckless with everything.
And I think people are putting a lot of disrespect on Martin Luther King's name.
That's what, because every time I'm just holding stride, and it's like. I thought I was more Malcolm X, but I find out I'm more MLK because as I'm getting hosed down every day by the press and financially, I'm just standing there. And when I found out that they tried to put me in jail, it was like a dog was biting my arm, and I almost shed a tear, almost, but I still walked in stride through it. Yeah,
I think
we wasn't around to see it. We wasn't around to experience it, and obviously we heard a lot more about Dr. King than what we typically heard in February during Black History Month or the last week of January during his birthday, right? We definitely learned more about him, and people saying they're more Malcolm than Martin, but they wouldn't have killed this man if he wasn't very powerful in moving us in the direction of freedom and true equality. He was doing some real shit out here to the likes of which no one has seen since he passed away and other leaders during that time passed away. And I think that he gets such a name for being soft and this and that. And I really didn't like how Kanye threw his name out there. I'm Martin. I'm getting hit and I'm not doing nothing. Like, hold on, my nigga. You ain't. Martin was on another level, bro. Like, this. I understand if you like Malcolm's ideal and his in the way that he approached things more than Martin, that's fine. But to throw disrespect on Martin's name the way people are, I just don't like the way they're doing that, bro.
That's a good point. And that's actually a real good point because you kind of like, you're putting him, you know, you trying to make sure like he's a sissy or a punk. And he was far, far from that. Even though his ideology was different at a point in time from Malcolm X, it came a point in time where he understood like, all right, this is what it got to be. And he also, you know, spent time in jail, got beat up on. So it wasn't just like he was just sitting around being on some bullshit. Facts. You know what I mean? He had people who around him that was down and done put their hands on people and all that. So that's what I'm saying with Kanye. It's just like, man, we're gonna support you. We're gonna ride out to the end with you, but stop making these tactical mistakes like that. Don't stop disrespecting people. Like even Minister Farrakhan came out.
Crazy,
He threw a shot at him. It's like, what are you doing? Like, are you trying to get all the black people against you?
Right.
Forget like the D.L. Hughley's and those cats like that is puppets. We get it. But when you start talking about the people on the ground, you don't want to get them against you because I think for the most part, most of them are riding with them. It's the bourgeois guys, the guys that's getting paid by the establishment, getting paid by the Democratic Party and whatnot. They're against them. We understand that. But you don't want to get the people on the ground against you, too, because then it's over at that point. It's over.
He's teetering that line. I could see it.
Yeah.
And we don't want that to happen. We're still in support and didn't really want to go as deep as we are in this, but it just flowed the way it did, and it is what it is. It needed to be said.
Yeah.
But we're just going to keep watching. That's all. We're going to keep watching and keep supporting until he gives us the real reason not to.
Definitely.